So Google's Astra is the number one tool to defeat ChatGPT. And in today's video, I'm gonna analyze what are the three key elements. We're gonna explore the tool, and I'm gonna tell you why most people are wrong thinking that Google is like the Xerox of this era, thinking like Google will not just simple innovate. And just by showing you the capabilities of Astra, you're really gonna see what are they really building and how capable is this. So this is the showcase in London, beautiful city that I have lived many years of my life. And what I like is like they literally connect the Gemini to their capabilities to prove what they can do. So number one, finally Google, like it's so complicated to find information in your own Gmail, in your own Google Drive. With this, is like he received an email with a code, and then he asked the assistant, in this case Astra, hey, could you just remember this code for me later? So this is super helpful, like when you're traveling abroad, when you're doing a lot of stuff and you just want to access the data. Come on, Google, you have all of our data. Andrew Wilkinson said, hey, if Google just take my data and help me organize in a better way, it just defeats ChatGPT, because ChatGPT doesn't have connection to my email, doesn't have connection to my YouTube history. So in this case, that shows that they are capable of doing it. Number one. Number two, I like this one. It's like just using image recognition. Tell me, okay, what I can do, how can I wash this? And two things that are very important. Like, check this. They're really analyzing the piece of cloth, but then they're analyzing the machine. And this is very important. But then the question comes is like, oh, so what about all the people that have generated videos on how to wash your clothes and actually how to use the machine? Will that be affected? Yes, a lot of simple tutorials in the next 10 years, it will disappear because everyone will have an assistant like Astra just to answer simple questions and even complicated questions. But the kind of things that you just need to solve, it's amazing, because sometimes I spend a lot of time literally with my machine, and I wish I could have that kind of technology. So that's an interesting one. Look at this one. They said, okay, I have these places that people have recommended me. What can I do and where can I go? So it just analyzes like OCR style. But then, because you have Google Maps, come on, dudes. Well, of course, you can recommend people where to go, what to do. It's sometimes you're just thinking, come on, Google, what are you doing with your life? Well, this is Astra is the way to prove us that they're capable technically. Now, from a marketing and sales perspective, they need to work a lot, but I see a lot of potential on Google as a company that can achieve big things. What I like about this next example is like, oh, how do I pronounce this cone, And of course, it goes through the history. I like that because I just went to buy something and I saw a lot of things, but I didn't know where were there. So I think the capability of connecting the image recognition with the large language model, allowing you to really get real-time information, is pretty cool. That I really like Google, because finally all the places that I have reviewed, it could just pop up immediately in my assistant, and that's part of the agentic capabilities that Google is talking about. I never been to that bakery though. This one is more the typical, like just go around and tell me what is it. Yes, you can do it with your phone. I don't see a lot of things. Of course, it's talking to you, which is amazing, that I love to do with ChatGPT specifically. Like I remember I just went through London, just walking many hours and asking questions about a model that I was working in, and that was incredible. And here, for example, what I like is like, oh, you have a gift and you want to give a gift to a friend. What do? Well, if a gift is a book and he uses Goodreads or similar things, or even Spotify or other stuff, the assistant, in this case Astra, can understand and connect to things. So it's like it connects the data that is accessing online with the physical data that you're presenting. And that, I think, will be used by most assistants. But what is the difference? Well, remember, Google is in our lives. We use Google Maps. So in this case, he goes into one of the buses in London, goes around and is asking, hey, can I go to this place, or what do you recommend? I think that's very useful. I will see a lot of people just talking to their devices, and I think that's a very interesting thing. And the last one of the two last parts that Google show was this element. It was with the other developers, one speaking French with the same phone. That was the cool thing. So it's like you pass the phone. And actually, we ran that experiment with ChatGPT with my father. My father is 75 and he loves technology. Big kiss to my father. And then he was surrounded by Germans. And then he wanted to talk and translate in real time. And still, ChatGPT was not responsive enough, neither good enough. So if they finally can do that, that will be amazing, because people like my father and my mother can just communicate with everyone that doesn't speak English, because they don't speak English. The other guys, they speak English, but my parents know, and they were just translating from German to Spanish and Spanish to German. So I think those are great things that you can do. But if Google really nails it and just allows us, everyone, to use Astra, that'll be amazing. What about Apple? I don't know what is Apple doing. Tim Cook just have to leave the company. Like the AI from Apple, I've never used that. Why you just don't make a better Siri, dude? It's like so stupid. Come on. And the last part are the glasses. Same, these ones are the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, which I enjoy a lot. These come with the Meta's Llama. Llama now we have Llama. Um, and what I like is now finally they answer me questions like ChatGPT style. Normally they do short answers because that's the capability. But I think everyone is gonna launch similar glasses like this one, and I use them daily because I need to see. So I made them especially, and of course these are transitions. Pretty cool, not so heavy, amazing. They're very good for recording videos, for recording audios. The other day I was just watching this orchestra, and I just recorded elements of the orchestra. It was amazing. But check this. This is very interesting because finally Google is going back to what they were the predecessors, which was Google Glass. And I remember when I tested Google Glass in 2013 in Mountain View in California, and that was an amazing experience. But now, finally, Google is connecting all the elements with a new type of glasses that they have not announced, but everyone will just copy the form factor that Meta has done with Raven. That's it, because it's the simple, it's so good. Most people don't notice that I'm using AI glasses. That's the incredible thing. And the Google AI glasses now are also audio only, and it says down. These are not the Orion project style of glasses, but I think that's the kind of devices that we have. And what I love here is because now it has the memory that remembers the code that it was sent to one of your emails. So when Google does this, well, it's gonna be just crazy, and I think that's the biggest opportunity for Google. Yes, come on, guys! Finally, you're making me very excited. And let's just talk about the stock right now. $195 year to date has been 40% decent, not super crazy. Just think about that. The market cap is $2.5 trillion. If you check the last 5 years, it has grown 190%. What I like, they have a good yield, 0.41%. But what do I believe in Google? Well, just look, the last 6 months, it went to 150. So that was a good entry point. Could Google be a $10 trillion company in the next 20 years? Of course, because more people are using Google despite ChatGPT. More people are using YouTube. More people are using Google Maps. More people are using Gmail. And more people are using Chrome. Yes, the extension. Yes, that's the reason the Department of Justice literally asked Google to sell that division because of the monopoly. So, friends, Google has monopoly in so many areas, and compared to all those companies, they know what they have to do. So, very good, Google, with Project Astra. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think, and if you're gonna buy the Google stock or Alphabet stock right now. Thank you. and subscribe.